Welcome to the Overwatch World Cup group stage here in Paris, France. My name is Zoe. We had a wonderful day already filled with some amazing games, but there's still more to come. Let's take a quick look at the schedule to see where we are at. We already have 3 games gone and 2 more to go. We kick things off with France taking on Germany. And France managed to edge it out. It was a close one though, it was a close one. Afterwards, Italy went up against the Netherlands. And the Netherlands managed to be victorious in that bout. Just now we saw Germany taking it once again all the way to map number 5. This time against Poland, and this time they managed to secure the victory. We'll be rounding things out with the Netherlands facing off against the UK. But the next match at hand will be Italy taking on France. So this is going to be a big one and you don't want to miss it. And if you're at home and want to cheer for your favorite teams, please do so. Just make sure to use the hashtag OWWC2018. And you might be featured in our fan polls brought to you by T-Mobile. Can't wait to see what you have to say. But now it is time to get this show going once again. And welcome to the stage, the first team to my left side, which is actually my right side. I'm really bad with direction. Anyway, you should give it up for Team Italy. I don't want to actually add to the pressure, but I will do so anyway. This is all or nothing for this squad. They need this victory in order to stay in contention for the ticket to BlizzCon. But it's not going to be easy for them because the team they have to face off against is no other than Team France, which is, in fact, on our left side. Nailed it. They had a smooth ride on day 1, but today started off close against Team Germany, and they may or may not have actually shown some cracks in their armor. Let's see if Italy can take advantage of that. We will find out in just a bit. And I don't want to make anyone wait any longer for all this action. So let's just hand it over to our casters.
Thank you, Zoe, and you heard it from her. This is do or die here for Italy, where you don't want to go down 2 games, and they're going to be going up against the undisputed juggernaut here at the group stage, France. However, as Germany proved a little bit earlier today, they are potentially beatable, so Italy, there is some hope.
They're certainly going to have to bring their A game, though, to take down Team France. Some stumbles there for France, but I think, if anything, that's just going to highlight where they need to improve, what they need to focus on. France isn't a static team. They're not limited to what they've been doing before. They can continue to adapt throughout the tournament. That's what I expect from players of this caliber.
Well, let's take a look here at the Italy roster that's going to be taking on France here in just a moment. And of course, again, some very familiar names here. Binda, definitely one of the stars throughout the group stage here so far. Very good tank play coming out from him.
And for me, I think Dragon Eddie has been a real breakout player for Team Italy. His self-destructs have been so on point. So many Graviton Surge eats. Such a crucial play that you can make in this 3-3 comp. So difficult to do, but when you can make it happen, it's a massive swing for your team.
And of course, the team they're going up against is Team France. Of course, you take a look at this roster. It is studded with OWL players. Absolute beast here at the game from top to bottom. And even though they have had a few struggles here and there, they're still the team on top.
Absolutely, and for good reason. So much talent bringing to bear here. Nico going to be in for this first half. Maybe Team France looking to invert their roster swaps, put Nico in for that first half. Maybe they feel that he's stronger on that Koth and hybrid game types, and I certainly agree. I think this makes a lot more sense. Get Nico in early, make use of his Genji, play aggressive, and then who knows what you need to do later on in the series.
Well, speaking of maps, let's see what that first map is going to be here on Control, and it's going to be Lijiang Tower. And this, of course, a classic, a map that all these players on the France roster have played many, many times before. Definitely plays to their experience.
Absolutely. Lijiang Tower, one of my favorite control point maps. Certainly happy to see this come out first. It's going to be a big opportunity for teams to show what kinds of styles they prefer to run. France could be forcing this 3-3 throughout all 3 stages of Lijiang Tower. They might bring out the dive, though, but probably not here on Control Center. This is a classic tank map. People have been running Rein and Zarya here as long as I can remember playing Overwatch, so I'm certainly expecting that to come out from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, even in metas where you didn't run much Rein and Zarya, you ran it here because it's just so good for those heroes. It's close-up combat. Usually it can even be in the Cree playground. And so this is one of the maps that, regardless of meta, has definitely maintained a certain style.
Absolutely. Control Center, one of those classic maps. If you can take that control point, move aggressively up towards that choke point, towards your enemy's spawn, it's very difficult for them to force anything other than that classic choke battle fight where you're just trading resources into the Rein shield. You need that shatter, you need that grab to break through a hold like that.
We take a look here at France, and they're not really going to be reinventing the wheel, but there is one interesting part. We'll be running that 3-3, not with the Moira and Ana though, but with the Zenyatta, so it's going to be a little bit light on healing.
It's a mirror match here though, so it's about which team can do it better. We're waiting to get that key burst Discord out. Both Rhines trying to target the other. They need to get a fast shatter.
Benbest in trouble, immediately shielded. Gets out of harm's way, getting healed right back up. Again, a little bit slower with no Moira or Ana. Benbest going forward, looking for the other Rhine. Both teams neck to neck right now. And you see Midna getting the shield, going aggressive as well. Benbest getting low, just barely able to back out, but his shield gonna break. And you see Italy going forward, trying to take advantage. Benbest though, able to get out of it. They deal with Midna, and both teams trading out, but it's gonna be Italy getting the better of it. Dragon Eddie got to the back, and Italy gonna be getting first control.
Heartbeat takes mid control here with 100 energy. Midna does go down, but at the same time, Italy surges forward to take that point. Now, France has to regroup, has to bring something new here. Italy has built a ton of ultimates, but France is very close. This is going to be some serious fireworks here.
One key here is that Heartbeat has to watch out for Nico. He's thrown quite a few Gravitons into the waiting Mama Diva here so far. It's been a weakness. Earthshatter in early from Benbest. Doesn't quite get what he's looking for. Italy holding strong. They drop the Sound Bearer. They look to re-engage. Midna on the Earthshatter, waiting. Graviton in from France. Pulls in 3, and France is going to clean up. Poco set the stage, and that's enough for France to get on through.
A bit of indecision there from Team Italy. They had the advantage. They had the Graviton up first, but it was Poco with the decisive play. It allows France to take point control. Now, fighting aggressively in this choke, it can be difficult to retake, even with ultimates on the side of Team Italy. They need to push France back, get onto that point, but it's so hard with France playing this aggressive.
Earthshatter coming in from Midna, leading the way, followed up by the Grav. 3 members of France all in. Self-destruct going forward, but France able to stay alive here. They only lose Nico's mech. Transcendence invested by Unco here lets them retreat. Italy though, hot pursuit, but they have to be careful. Carnifex almost gets poked down as he moves in, but now you're gonna see the Transcendence here from Italy. They use it to dive on in. They know there won't be a great response, but soon, off the flank, got Midna. He wasn't in there, and now you see France bring it right back the other way.
It was all Benbest there with a 4-man shatter, absolutely stifling the offense of Team Italy. They tried to get aggressive with the trans, punish Nico, still in that Pilot Diva form. Oh, and the body block. Dragon Eddie, they won't even let him leave. Soon though, chases the frag. Dragon Eddie gonna be stalled out for a few more seconds here. France that's a crucial team fight to win. Now Poco has his next grab. Nico ready to combo on the self-destruct. Things are looking really grim for Italy here in Control Center.
Poco can set the stage here, and there's very little that Italy can do about it. All right, Italy, what are you gonna do? Front door, Poco's ready. Drops the grab, it's eaten, it's eaten! That's the one thing that couldn't happen, but did! And as a result, Italy able to charge on through, trying to take advantage. Carnifex so low, unable to use the rally in the nick of time, and France still making it work. Poco still charged up. Who needs a grab after all?
This is the power of this new Zarya, staying in high energy so long, just spamming directly into the spawn. Italy can't even leave their spawn doors without feeding Poco his next Graviton surge. Dragon Eddie, what a massive play to eat the grab from Poco, but it's just not enough.
Poco just looking for the shield here, high energy. Transcends up here early from Italy, but France, they can wait. You see Unco, he has a Transcendence of his own. He's gonna wait and then counter Transcendence here if it's even needed. Italy getting a bit low. You see France just trying to buy some. Heartbeat has had to lead the battle, and meanwhile France, they're over there. Graviton in, it's a flanking grab, they weren't looking hard. Here comes the big boom, doesn't quite connect. Transcendence out by Unco. France able to stay alive. Grab Poco again, not gonna do anything, but doesn't really have to. France in control, they're gonna re-grab here, and Italy about to fall here in the control center.
Poco 0 for 2 so far on the grabs, but it just doesn't matter. France has so much control on point. Now Italy, you can see on all these desperation swaps, the Doofus comes out, the Hammond comes out. They just need to touch the point to get this overtime going, but you don't have much hope to try and deal with this Zarya. Poco, 100 energy. He doesn't need an ultimate. He's just cleaving through them.
He's just like, okay, you know, the Graviton thing isn't working out. I'm just gonna keep lasering people. That seems good for me. France just needs a bit more. Italy is coming back in onto the point, so it's a little bit spicier than France would perhaps like right now, as both teams going off, and Midna going for the desperation special. He's on Hammond, swinging around, swinging to the other team. Gonna use the shield, get on out. Good distraction coming in here. And you see the rally though coming in from France. Armor going to them. They're using it to push right back into Italy here. And Poco, another grab. Is this one gonna be the finisher? He's waiting. Hammond's in his face. Gonna use the grab, except Carnifex, and everyone is in. Self-destruct. over the top, makes some room for Italy, takes down Poco, and Italy is able to turn the situation around.
What a ridiculous turnaround off the back of some insane stall play by Midna on that Hammond. He doesn't even have a real main healer to support him, but France just can't take him down. They can't lock down the Hammond. Midna going back to the spawn, wants to make a swap. I like his play. They know that they won't be able to hold the point forever running this comp. They need to switch to something a little more aggressive, but Italy, they're going to lose a lot of ultimates for that, and France, they're going to be all the way on to point before Italy even gets back to spawn.
Enough, the first strike got 30 immediately, but Ben Best goes right in, gets the Earth Shower, knocks down Dragon Eddie. France trying to take full advantage. Italy, though, in a decent spot, able to recover. They're wounded, but not quite out. France still looking, the bomb over the top, finds Heartbeat, and France, they're just picking Italy apart. Italy just didn't have the resources to start the fight. France gonna retake control, and this time it should be for good.
I like the idea there from Team Italy. Get that retake with those overtime stagger comps. You know you won't be able to win with that team comp. You go back to spawn, try to switch that Ryan's area, try to get back. But France, so aggressive. They capitalize on those players not being in the fight just yet and get the value there. Nice comeback. And wow, I wasn't expecting Italy to be able to make that retake.
Italy definitely made it closer than expected, and that's been a theme really all throughout this group stage, where even when there's a favored team, somehow we keep getting series that go to 5. Series that are way closer than expected. Couldn't love it more.
All the fans here, so much passion in the arena, supporting Team France, of course, the hometown heroes. What's not to love? France, they want to be more dominant. They need to set the stage going into the rest of this series. Match score matters. It's all on them. Let's get aggressive on this map. I'm Team France. I want to take the fight straight to Italy, and they're saying so with their team comp. Unko on the Moira wants to get very aggressive. No Zenyatta here.
Both teams meeting here in the middle. No positioning advantage whatsoever. It's going to be down to the poke war. Early engage, and Carnifex is down. You lose Brigida, you're going to lose the fight. Wins coming on the flank. Time to style, looking for the boop. Down you go, says Wins to Midna.
That's such a nice boop, just barely getting Midna off the map there. And that's going to mean Wins gets a lot of ultimate farm late into that fight. Now, France taking control, exerting control on the bridge is Ben Best. He's got a full shield charge just hanging out here, and he knows Italy is not going to contest him on that bridge choke. That's way too risky against all the different boop abilities that this triple tank composition brings to bear. Now, Italy coming to the point, they're going to start to get this contest.
The scary part, though, is that Ben Best already has an Earth Shatter, and he's going to be looking for it. All they need to do is deal with Midna. Earth Shatter comes in, and no, they weren't able to get the break in time. Earth Shatter does nothing. Italy, though, still pretty low here in the fight, trying to fight back in the poke, looking for Ben Best. Ben Best charges, finds Carnifex, and swings a hammer once more. 52% to another Shatter.
Ben Best doesn't find anything with the first shatter, but that pin, it's hard to imagine a more perfect pin. He actually picks up the Zarya at the same time, sends the Ryan and the Brigida deep into the rest of his team, and without support, they're just immediately crushed. That's all Ben Best right there.
The crowd is loving what they're seeing right now. France up 40% to 0.
And guess what? Ben Best has his other shatter already up before Midnas, picks up a huge amount of charge of that fire strike, and they're fighting even more aggressively, forcing Italy to challenge them in this tiny choke. They've all been grabbed by Poco.
They're going straight in. It's an absolute cluster of players right up in there. But Midna going down. Italy, they simply cannot maintain. France about 2 fights away from taking the map.
I love this movement around the map from Team France. They're forcing Italy to fight in these really uncomfortable chokes. You can see how hard it is to even see what's going on for the players of Team Italy, and yet they have to make it through that choke to make it to point. Now it's Ben Best with the shatter, looking to shut it down again.
Ben Best looking for it, drops a shatter, and a knockdown 2. Is the Valkyrie going to be there? Italy trying to turn the tables here, have a grab of their own, but Nico makes room. The self-destruct takes down 2, and even with Ben Best down, it's simply not going to be enough. France looking to put the foot on the throat here. Italy in trouble on Poco. Now it's time to microwave some people down.
You can see the power of Team France fighting in this enclosed corridor. Every time a player slips through, they get booped away, and then there's just no heals that can make it onto them. Especially with this Zenyatta on Team Italy, he can't really get any value in that circumstance. It's almost impossible to land a Discord. Dragon Eddie goes to point, going for that final delay. Midna trying to get aggressive, needs to finish his shatter, but it's Poco with the graviton surge. Won't let it get eaten, takes up the mech first, and a huge grab.
He can't be eaten if the mech is dead. That's Poco's philosophy, and France gonna be taking it in style here on Lijiang. A quick 1-0. France seemingly back.
We said they had to reset the momentum, turn things around, get things looking really good for the rest of the series, and it's hard to imagine a better round than that. That's textbook 3-3 composition play. Great use of the map by Team France. It's because they're fighting in those tiny chokes, making use of their Moira, the Zenyatta on the other team just can't get anything done.
The other thing, too, that I would really note is that I think relative to earlier today, this has been a much better series for Ben Best here so far, where he's been getting Earth Shatters quicker. He's been getting better Earth Shatters when he has them. Sure, was every Earth Shatter good? No, but certainly more so than what we saw earlier today.
Absolutely, and how about that pin play in that mid-fight? There was that one contested fight. Italy finally made it to point. It looked like they were about to maybe start to turn things in their favor, but Ben Best with the pin takes out the Zarya and knocks the enemy Rein into his team, where they just completely evaporate him. So that's a great pin from Ben Best. It's very risky to go for Rein pins in the 3-3 comp. Sometimes it costs you your life, but Ben Best finds exactly what he's looking for.
Also, you want to talk about target priority. The one person that was public enemy #1 was Carnifex, where I feel like France, as they play this more, they get more comfortable with it. And the one thing you always got to remember, you take down the Brigitte, it's super hard to actually win the fight.
There's a few ways to start to break down that 3-3 composition. You take down the Brigitte, that's a huge amount of AoE control and heals that you get rid of from your opponent's resource bank, you know? They don't have those AoE heals keeping everybody topped up. They don't have stuns to interrupt your plays. Your Rein can start to get a lot more aggressive. You could also take down the Zarya. That's a huge amount of damage out of the comp, but you have to approach things a little differently. In that circumstance, you want to start to grind them down using your own Zarya. You don't need to get aggressive. You don't need to make plays. Just slow it down. And France, great understanding of how to use each different pick. When they get a certain pick on a certain character, they play the fight out very differently, and that's really showing their high level of knowledge in the circumstance.
No doubt about it. But now let's see where Italy's going to bring us to next. What hybrid map will we be going to? And it's going to be King's Row, so this is going to get down. It's going to get dirty. Probably going to have some tanks up and in each other's grill, but it's going to be great. It'll be glorious.
Certainly, there is an opportunity here for both teams to potentially bring out something different. We have seen, especially on this first point defense, a few other comps come out. In the North American region, for instance, Somber Doom with that Ana Zenyatta on the high ground was really effective at shutting down the 3-3 offense. It looks like potentially something a little silly coming out for Team France. I expect Poco to be retreating back to spawn real quick.
Poco, live your dreams. Run the Hammond.
I would certainly be happy to see it, but I think Italy would be happy as well. So France maybe not looking to give quite such a gift to their opponents with only 1-0 scoreline in the series.
Poco, I'm judging you. You just come out here, you give us some hope, and then you play the most reasonable option. How dare you, sir?
Certainly makes a lot of sense here, though. France, they have a keen eye on that map score. Of course, losing a few maps to Germany, they don't really have too much room for error. It's all about securing that 1 seed, and you want to set yourself up as well as possible for those potentially more difficult matches later on in the tournament.
So France not going to be changing a whole lot up here, but they don't really need to. Taking a look at Italy, though. Italy, I don't believe we're going to see Dragon Eddie on this for too long. You might go for an early pick and then immediately swap, and doesn't even do that. Italy going to play it by the book.
Just scouting out, trying to make sure that France isn't slipping into any unexpected corners here. France, I like this positioning. They're getting aggressive on the low ground with their tanks, but you're going to see Uncle playing these long sidelines. If you can put the Discord on Midna, Midna's really going to struggle to take those hammer swing fights. That's going to allow Ben Best to get the first shatter and allow France to set the tempo.
Italy right now not looking very comfortable on the poke board here, where it takes them a while to actually move over to Hotel. Bims, under a lot of heavy fire, is able to get on over, but you look at France, going to be rotating back and forth, challenging Italy, not letting them get the positioning that they're really looking for here. Now you see France, how aggressive do they want to be? Probably not too much here. You got to let Italy make the first move.
This is such a careful dance, but I like the positioning from Ben Best. He's forcing Italy to come around corners onto him where he can get that maximum hammer swing cleave. You can see he's up 20% on Midna for this shatter, and that's all due to his positioning here. Using the statue very well, wants to control these chokes and take the fight to Italy, only when they overstep their bounds. Ben Best getting stunned, push back, stays alive though.
Quick shield for Poco, keep him in there. He's so close to an Earth Shatter, he can't fall now. He's gonna go in deeper, so low, 150 HP, but he's back in it. Earth Shatter now online. And Italy backing up a bit, so Ben Best gets some time to plan this one out.
A lot of ultimates for both sides, but I have to feel that's going to favor the defense. At best, if Italy wins this team fight, they've still lost multiple minutes off the clock. The grab comes out, finds a few, but the beat keeping them all alive. Ben Best is cleaving, but not enough damage.
He's got the shatter. He's just waiting for it. Earth Shatter comes down, and he gets exactly what he's looking for. Transcends comes in, but it's not enough to save Midna. France getting the initiative here in this fight. The grab might not have been enough, but the Earth Shatter certainly was, and Italy going to be forced back.
Heartbeat did manage to hold on to his Graviton Surge, and Dragon Eddy is prepared to combo it with that self-destruct. Poco desperately needs to farm up a new grab as quickly as possible. Of course, Heartbeat's going to have the first grab, but if Poco could survive, he might plausibly get another of his own.
Gotta look towards here. Binda holding on to the Shatter. Bounce back a bit. Graviton is going to connect. All France in there. Bomb right to the back. And oh, nice stun coming in. Sets up for 2 pickups for Italy. France, though, they're going to use a Transcendence. They're still in this fight, even with that Shield Bash Bomb combo coming in. So France, very resilient here.
Nico definitely saving things with that self-destruct. Takes down the enemy Ryan and Zarya, and without those 2 characters, you essentially have no real damage left in the composition. Italy, though, with the closer spawns, starting to get aggressive, but now France is regrouped. The clock running low, only 1:30 left, and Poco up on the grab first. Shatter doesn't connect here. Minda dropping low. Poco's getting aggressive, puts the grab down.
Grab is in. Minda in a bit of trouble here. All of Italy together. Transcendence gonna keep them alive. Nico out of his mech. Ben Best with the Shatter, and they get the Brigida's result. Is down. Both teams wounded here. Ben Best needs a bit of help. Absolutely wounded here. Needs to back up. Now you look to France. They just need Unco to come back over. Gonna have the Transcendence, and he's back in the fight. France gets to take a breather once more.
The issue here for Italy is that this isn't good enough. They need to do better than this complete stalemate we're seeing here on first point. France more than happy to run down the time blink, playing their defender's advantage very well here.
France very well set up, down to the final 45 seconds. Italy, they only get one real good shot at this. Binda almost falling there, and you gotta look to Heartbeat right now. You gotta get a grab with excellent follow through, but the way France is playing, they just haven't been giving up the opportunities. Heartbeat doesn't want to donate a grab to a diva, so he's just waiting. They're posturing, down to the final 30 seconds. Italy, at some point you gotta connect, but France, they get a grab first. They force out the barrier. Earth Shadow comes in for Vendas, 2 knocked down, Perfects, 1 in the water. They're moving on in. South area, they take down Heartbeat, and even with the grab from Italy, it does get 2. It's super even, but the Transcendence is going to be keeping France alive.
So many shields taking absolute punishment here from the Diva Bomb, but France has lost both of their shielding characters. They're forced to retreat back on this point, but I would expect a recontest to be coming in hot and heavy. These spawners are going to be back very soon for Team France. They're going to have an opportunity for a 6-on-6.
Poco's also going to have the opportunity for the Fisher. Yeah, you're going to have 2 ticks, but now you're back to 6. Look to Poco, 78%, biding his time, looking for the pickup. Midnight down. There's not a Reinhardt. Benfest, now's your time. You have to move on forward. Graviton built up. Poco ready. Drops a grab. Moves on in. France going to be cleaning them up, and this is looking like a first point hold for the French team, and it is.
Wow, what impressive. Impressive stuff there from Team France. It was Poco. 4 Graviton Surges in that round to Heartbeat's 2. That's the story of first point. That is why France is able to make the first hold.
And you take a look at how that final fight broke down. Both teams were drained, but Poco was the threat. 80% towards the grab, and it was like child's play. They melted down Binda, they fed Poco, and Poco feasted right at the end.
It was great isolation play as well from Soon, constantly stunning Midna, putting him in situations where he doesn't want to be. Ben Best, you can see the way he was getting aggressive when the stun did come down from card effects. Most of the time, they were just sending Ben Best back into his team, right back into their waiting arms, ready to heal him up, put all their utility on him, and keep him alive. At that point, your stuns aren't really getting too much value. And on the other side, of course, Midna constantly being isolated. When Stoon does commit the Rocket Veil, he's sending that Ryan back into that team, back into his Zarya, where the Ryan is just easy pickings. And that kind of early pickup in the team fight is what's giving Poco these major Graviton Surge advantages.
And the funny thing about Poco, your 2 pick back to him half and go. He doesn't always have to land the grab to have some good value there. He's like, hey, you know, the grab is just a bonus. The real deal, the shields and the 100% energy laser.
I mean, that last round was a lot closer than it could have been because of Poco's grabs, but when he really lands the money grabs, as he's been doing here on King's Row, you can see how easy it looks for Team France. They seemed in total control that entire time.
So the conditions for victory here for France, very simple here, Jake. They don't even need a full capture here in point A. They just need a little more than 80.6%, and that is going to be very difficult for Italy to hold. But if they do hold, how do they do it?
Well, it's all about utilizing that defender's advantage. You could see the way France was playing on defense. They weren't trying to make plays. They weren't forcing things to happen, weren't forcing a fight to actually break out. They were just burning that clock down, using BenBest as that buffer, making him tank all the utility, and they're giving him all the heals, just cycling ultimates time and time again. As the defender, all you have to do is stay alive and stay on that point. It's all about contesting the objective. It's all on Midna here. He needs to play perfectly with this statue, not let France get in and start capping the point. But France, I love this approach. They're getting the high ground. They're going to wrap all the way around Italy. The speed boost likely going to cross them onto the top right. No, they actually just want to take the fight straight to Italy. They see that Italy's backed up. They want to get right into the point. Midna's shield is low.
They just want good attempts here on the point. They're looking for Midna. It's a weakness in the water. They get Midna immediately. France with the 6-on-5. No Reinhardt to be the vanguard here for Italy. Heartbeat gonna fall, and France making it look oh so easy. They have enough time to eat a baguette here on the point because, frankly, Italy's not gonna get back with any sort of real contest. But you know what? You got Midna. He's gonna try.
Hey, it worked once before. It might again, but I think this time France is more than prepared. Stunning, instantly burning that Hammond down. They're capping the point. It's ticking up, and that is map 2. Team France, that looks much cleaner for them. This is the way Team France wants to be winning these games.
And this is the reputation they had coming into this, where there's so much talent on this roster. The expectation was France is gonna roll. And we know that Italy can play well. You think back to the game that we saw yesterday where they took on Poland and they looked incredibly good. But France, this entire time, was simply next level.
Absolutely, looking very clean, very polished in the 3-3 comp. It's all about those setups, that team play. You can see how well they're playing around BenBest. He fearlessly goes in. He's always sort of pushing himself to the limit, dropping low because he knows that his team is right behind him. As soon as his HP drops too low, they're going to commit the Matrix, the Zarya bubble, keep him alive. And that's actually a major swinging point for the enemy team. You know, Italy sees that Ryan dropping low. They might think they can get him, overextend to try and focus him down. But when he's saved by his team, that's a real liability for Team Italy.
Yeah, I mean, BenBest, not only has he been playing well, but the support behind him has been phenomenal. But guys, we still got another half of Overwatch left to go. Join us after the break.
The Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. And by Omen by HP, the official PC of the Overwatch World Cup.
We are back here in Paris in front of a crowd that is absolutely pumped, and why shouldn't they be? The hometown team, they are rolling through the competition right now, and that's exactly what the fans want to see.
This is what the fans came here to see. Of course, domination by Team France. Hopefully portend for good things to come at BlizzCon. They really want to be getting that qualifying ticket, and not just any place. They're looking for that first place in front of the home crowd, and that's where map score really comes into effect. France, they need to set themselves up as well as they can for this next series.
And not only that, you just want to practice playing well, right? Where you don't want to be like, all right, we're number one, but we had a bunch of like very close games. No, we're number one because we executed well and we crushed the competition.
Italy maybe not considered one of the strongest teams in this group stage, so that's why France looking to be very dominant here. They don't want to leave anything to chance. They want to roll all the way through this series. No questions on their confidence. Take Italy to any of their map picks and do what we've just seen in that first half.
And it's not even just the case where they go with Italy and be like, okay, they're a little bit weaker. It's more so the case that France wants to play up to the levels that they hold themselves to. These are very competitive players. Most of them have been in since the very beginning, and they know the heights that they can reach, and they're not going to be satisfied unless they come out and they play to the level that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, the highest expectations, very likely their own on Team France. Of course, so many highly experienced players. They know what they're capable of, and they won't accept anything less.
Of course, that there is the crowd. You can hear them right now. They are getting pumped up for our third map that's going to be coming up here. It is going to be an assault map, but you see them on their feet. And this is esports here in Paris. It is a beautiful sight to see.
Every time I come to esports events, I'm just blown away. Crowds like this are electric, and especially when you add that element of national pride in. Playing in front of your home crowd, I could speak to this. It is an insane feeling like nothing else in the world. The fans so happy to be here, so happy to support a French team that is looking so dominant.
Well, for the next map here, Jake, it's going to be Temple of Anubis, where the people are going to be cheering for France. And we'll see if this is the moment where Italy can turn things around, or will it be France showing superiority here now?
It will be a real test for Team Italy. They're going to have to break this classic Orisa defense. Looks very much like that. That's what France wants to bring to bear. Makes a lot of sense. This is what we've seen so much of in the Overwatch League. And the reason is, with Widowmakers as dominant as soon, players on his Orisa Junkrat setup, it's so difficult to deal with. You get picked off time and time again. Italy, they've had a few moments looking not as coordinated as they could be, and that is where this comp is really punishing to deal with.
So right now, I'm going to pretend that I'm a customer and you are the consultant. And right now, I am hiring you to consult on Nico and his Junkrat play. What are we seeing here so far? What style is going to be coming out from him?
I don't know if you can afford my Junkrat consultancy
I
rate
cannot.
CP, but this one can be pro bono. I like the trap from Nico. It's a classic. This is designed to catch Tracers and Genjis, trying to slip into that flank and set up. You can get that first pick. It makes a big opportunity for your Widow to get aggressive once again. We can see Benbest puts the shield on the high ground. Soon, likely going to be sniping into the spawn here. This is so dangerous. A pick here burns quite a few seconds off the clock for Team Italy. You can see they have to hide from Soon.
And this is where Soon was super effective early in the group stage from this very position. Gonna have a Winston in his face, but does do a good amount of damage. Casually backs on out, so not quite going to be the chaos that we saw just a day ago. Instead, Soon gonna be going to the more traditional Widowmaker perch.
Italy getting spammed down. Nico, great positioning on the spam. Italy in the wrong position, caught out by the mines from around the corner on choke. Italy, they're all so low. They need to get healed up, but it's only the Zenyatta to give them the heals, and it's just not enough. Italy still resetting here, and soon he's back in his perch, potentially looking for a spawn camp. Luckily, Dragon Eddie's there, saving Bims.
You know, Nico right now, I think he's putting on a good show. About to have a tire up already, and there hasn't been a full team fight. Seems pretty good.
Yeah, I'm impressed by it. It's great spam by him, poking outside the choke, never letting Italy get comfortable, never letting them get fully healed. Now the grip comes in. They want to finish off a Diva or a Winston. They're taking so much punishment in the flank. Nico with the tire, start to unleash it. He knows where all of Team Italy is. They're sitting ducks for the tire.
Tire moving in, just gets Bims, but that's enough to shut down the push. You don't have to get greedy with these tires here, Jake. You get one person, it's good enough to buy you some valuable time.
In fact, sometimes getting one is better than a multi-kill. This is going to mean that Italy, of course, can't push. They need all 6, but now there's a chance for Team France to clean up the remaining members in the flank and build more ultimates on their other characters.
Soon is being so oppressive here and getting pocketed. You saw the Winston in his face, but then Winston went, wait, you're getting healed. I actually can't deal with you, especially when the Orisa shield prevents my team from getting in there.
You can see Soon understands how dominant his position is there on the high ground. He's not scared of anything, but he should be maybe this Genji getting in, force the reflect though. The Mercy is here to protect, and it's Nico with the first pick. Nico doesn't realize the Genji's there, gets cut down, but of course, taking down Bims before he goes.
Yeah, it was the parting shot there from Nico, and he's gonna be res back up. The threat of the rat, it's not over. This is one vermin infestation that seems a little bit hard for Italy to get rid of.
Nico getting a ton of value on the rat. Things might be getting a little bit more difficult for him though. It's Benbest switching over to the Winston. Off the Orisa, Midna has to drop the bubble just to stay alive. Soon is so aggressive from this position.
Why are they not running a Widow to deal Soon here? He has so much room.
I mean, they might just not feel that they're ready to take that challenge. Taking the Widow Ghoul against a player like Soon is not a sure proposition at all. Maybe they want to rely on this Genji. Heartbeat needs to find his Dragon Blade, only at 90% and dropping low.
Poco in a little bit of trouble, but able to get on out. And France are being so good at just keeping their tanks up and not letting people fall. Italy, okay, they're building up ults. They're going to invest here. They're going at the barrier. Going to put some pressure here, the France. Card picks him back, slapped. Unko was ready. Great reaction time from Unko. Meanwhile, Nico landed damage on the front line. Unko finishes off his Tracer Prey in the back. And France up 2 players here. Italy stuck retreating with only a minute left.
That dive completely neutered Unko. Great positioning, great timing on the sleep dart. Italy invests half their ultimates. They've got the other half still, but now that push looks so much weaker. They had 6 ultimate bank there, and they just weren't able to leverage it thanks to that aggression out of Team France.
The crowd is loving what they see right now. People are on their feet. France, 1 team fight away.
It's all on Heartbeat here, do or die, but Soon with that Infrasight. Watch the timing on this usage of the ultimate. This is going to stuff Team Italy for even more time.
Going towards Nico now. Tire ready. Italy stuck moving forward. They have to transcend very early because they get poked down. Benbest in the back. And Soon gets Heartbeat. They already have a man advantage. Make it 2. Nico hasn't even had to pull out the tire. 25 seconds left. Soon under pressure. Gets the mega health pack. Still under pressure. And Dragon Eddie's going to fall. Not before getting Soon, but the backup is there. And Soon likely about to get rezzed. He is.
Everybody up for Team France. Italy just has no answers to this defense. Now they're running back into 2 very devastating explosive weapons. You got the Riptire and the Self-Destruct. That's not how you want to be recontesting. Nice patience from Nico, dropping it as late as he can. Maybe a little too late here though. Italy's already into the point. No, now the tire comes out.
Riptire on the way out. What's it gonna get? Looking for a juicy target. Goes back in. And doesn't really get anything. Poker though with the bomb. Got 2. Nico's falling here. Now we'll see what happens. We see the Dragon Blade out from Heartbeat. It's last gasp. Finds Benbest to the side, but that really wasn't who he was looking for. Almost falls. Has to back out. France, though, not quite out of the woods here yet. Respawn's coming in from Italy. They're wounded, but they're still in. Heartbeat's still somehow alive. He was able to get on Unko. Italy now pressuring. France under pressure. 3 left alive, but it's Nico again. 2 more pickoffs for Nico. Heartbeat, the fact they still alive, might be coming back to hunt France. Was able to pick off 2. Healed back up, and we see Italy fighting for their very lives.
Heartbeat absolutely clutching this fight. Didn't get anything with the blade, but with the shurikens absolutely screening through Team France there. Discombobulated on point. They're going to lose point A. Time to defend point B. Italy looking very good on offense. Somehow making it work in that overtime scenario.
Well, the key there is that Heartbeat was able to get out of dodge repeatedly, and it's so tough to finish off a Genji sometimes.
Yeah, you saw how close Benbest got to finishing him off. Just calling it Genji 1, praying for that extra bit of damage, but no one on Team France can deliver. Heartbeat has another Dragon Blade. This is a big opening, but it's Nico with the Riptire. He's the one who needs to be shutting down this blade.
Nico, we'll see what this Riptire is going to do here. France, of course, they were able to burn a lot off Italy. They're not really in the danger zone for a point B setup. It's not tons of momentum coming in for Italy here. And France, they're just chilling in the back. They're daring Italy to move on into them. They're more than ready to just poke them out without investing much of anything. And so far, it's working out. Mid almost fell.
Nico doesn't want to commit the tire until the Dragon Blade comes out. He knows how important the tire is to deal with that ultimate. If you can bait Heartbeat's blade and perhaps a nano boost as well, that could be a major swing. Team France, oh, but the blade's in on Nico. He's not ready to do it, but he makes it back in response. Has the time to pop the tire. It's coming out. Potential, goes all the way around to Dark Room. I like this. A little bit of a tricky play here. Wants to pick up the supports.
Jake giving it the props. Riptire going back around. Gonna get the D-Mech. It's smart. Gets the easy team fight win here, but you gotta give credit to France. That disengage was a thing of beauty.
It was a really nice retreat into the spawn. They were more than prepared for the blade. Wins ready on that speed boost, getting everybody out of dodge. Now France chases into the spawn, picks up the stragglers. Now it's Italy time to just completely reset. Heartbeat makes the switch over to the Brigida in response to Nico swap, but now the team's in a mirror match. This is going to favor the defense.
Not only that, but there's only 2 minutes and 20 seconds left for Italy. They don't have as much time that you normally would on point B because of how long point A took.
Exactly, here only 2 minutes left on the clock. A couple pushes left for Team Italy. They need to get at least some value out of this push to start building up an ultimate bank. Vendes takes a ton of pressure. He's been hacked, but he's being healed up by Unco. They can't finish him off, and he breaks the mech. Isn't even forced to commit the Primal Rage. This is a worst-case scenario for Italy. They're getting nothing out of this push.
Yeah, because Dragon Eddie right now, he can't really contribute much. I mean, okay, he can fire off the Baby Diva Blaster, but the reality is he's going to have to go all the way back to spawn to get this back.
Yeah, Dragon Eddie needs to switch characters, get the reset, but that in turn is going to cost him the self-destruct. That's losing another ultimate charge for Team Italy. All the while, France is just building up that ultimate bank. They're close to the sound barrier, they're close to the EMP, and they've got the 2 take ults to stall so that they can make sure that they get those other ults.
Now there is potentially a path here for Italy. They do have an EMP. Sometimes you've seen really big EMPs turn a battle, even with down and out, but it's difficult. Gonna see Poco get hacked here early on. Italy gonna move forward, try and take advantage. You see Poco just able to get out of there. It's not too bad. Italy under a lot of pressure as they move on in. France poking well. Nico under pressure. Gets away. Unco there supporting him. Minna gets slapped. A nano Winston slapped by Unco. An absolutely fantastic play by the support of France.
Great reaction by Team France. As soon as the sleep comes in, they know they can't burn through a nano boosted Primal Rage. Instead of waking him up, they just rush into his team, and he's slept again.
Oh
no, this feels so bad if you're Midna.
Actually, I think it feels pretty good. He is so well rested right now, Jake. And now he gets the longest rest of all, right back to spawn.
Not what you want if you're Team Italy. That's great plays from Unco. Not even forcing any support ults. Our Team Italy, the rally armor going on absolutely everyone. The preemptive rally here makes a lot of sense for Nico. He wants to be able to build up a next rally in this next fight. And now they all have the armor. The EMP doesn't go through armor. It's going to be so hard for Carnifex to set up a good dive.
Carnifex going right back to the spawn door, and you got to think Unco right now was his initial target, but also Unco might have seen him. Not quite yet. Unco got throughout the nade. Quite hit exactly what he was looking for, and there was an early nano boost there.
He knows where Wins is, but Wins is forcing him to choose. EMP just to Lucio or EMP everybody else. Wins, though, getting focused down. They EMP him, but they can't finish him off.
Wins was able to just get away. Nice awareness from Wins. Shakes the pressure. Nico gonna fall, but Wins is right there. Oh, he couldn't drop the beat in time. France can't get shielded. Wins interrupted mid-cast. And as a result, Italy now with a real chance with the Poco bomb. Getting rid of Midna. That gives them some opportunity here. Gives them some breathing room. Respawn's gonna be coming in. Nico blocks the bomb. France gonna be rolling right back into the point. Italy might have lost their chance.
It's another super clutch sleep from Unco, setting up that bomb for Poco to burn down the Winston. No chance to escape when he slept. Now Poco standing strong on the point. Soon as the EMP can't use it, the EMP comes out first from Carnifex, but they need to stop soon from getting his EMP off. They're pressuring him, but he gets it off on Midna. Midna, no abilities left. He's being chased down to the point. France holds point B.
Now France, they have a very easy path to take Temple of Anubis and win the series outright. All they got to do is complete it out and capture point B. And going back here, Jake, I have to just give some props here to France being able to recover because, so Wins was able to shake the pressure there, right? And then you think the Sound Bear is going to come in and save them. He got interrupted. France got nothing out of that barrier, so he was mid-cast, got stopped, and yet France, because of Unco and Poco, were able to deal with the Winston and buy themselves enough time.
And Midna has really been one of the bright spots for Team Italy. If we look back to previous series, it's been Midna opening things up on the Rhine, on the Winston, finding those picks, finding those initiations to open things up for his team. But here, Unco with the sleeps is completely shutting him down.
This has been a masterclass by Unco, where multiple moments here throughout the entire series, you think things are going to go well for Italy, and what's the one thing that can derail you? What is the one ability that has been known for hero play since really she's been added to the game? Sleep Dart.
Sleep Dart and Bionade, both massive hero potential. The ability to just shut down your opponents, either shut down their healing abilities or just completely take them out of the fight with that 5-second stun. It's so powerful, and with Unco hitting the skill shots that consistently, that's what you want to see on your team. Team France, happy to have him on board.
Now, what do you think about Italy and how they're setting up here? We do have another Junkrat in play. You are free to evaluate as you want. I'm not paying your consulting fee, though. That was too much the first time.
Well, we'll have to just do it pro bono for the fans. I'm fine to do that. Hearthbeat with a nice defensive trap here. This trap is designed to combo with Orisa. The idea is that your Orisa can use her Hulk to pull dive tanks right into the trap. Even if they dodge it with their initial leap, the Hulk can sort of pull them in when they don't expect it. Then they get caught behind the shield and can't get healed up by an Ana. That's the idea behind it. It's a classic trap, but it's really more on the Orisa than the Junkrat to make the plays.
Well, certainly we're going to be watching Midnight to see how he takes advantage of that here. France, meanwhile, doesn't really seem like an offense is going to be waiting too long here, Jake.
Exactly. Soon on the Widow, no, he's going to make switch to the Tracer. Nico goes over to the Genji. Very classic looking offense here from Team France. What's the key point to this is that you need to watch the surround. Nico and Soon, they need to get in these backlines before the rest of their team commits. It's on the DPS to slip past the defenses and start to apply pressure to these backliners. This Widow, that's Zenyatta. Soon, oh my god, absolutely cut down by Carnifex.
Absolutely destroyed is what I'd call that there. Carnifex, the quick flick, dominates Soon early on. But the thing for France is that they're running a very quick composition. They're going to get multiple attempts at this, and this is right in France's wheelhouse, right? Where this is classic rogue-style gameplay.
A big reason that so many teams have favored this Widow setup alongside the Mercy is that it's sometimes impossible to take. As offense, you can do your best, you can get the best setup you can, but if this Widow doesn't stop hitting headshots, there's not much France can do about it. They need to get in Carnifex's face and shut him down. But with this grapple and the Emperor side as well, setting him up perfectly, he knows where everyone is, although soon, I'm expecting to be very passive right now. France, they want to wait out this Emperor side. They don't want to initiate into that perfect vision on the side of Team Italy.
You see Carnifex going to be dropping the Widow Mine there, so he has a little bit more of an early warning system if Soon does go for it. Hearthbeat out here at the tire, looking for anything. Moving, can't get some verticality, but still finds Nico. Better than nothing.
Nico punished in the flank. The tire does find him, and that's another reset for Team France. They have to back outside of the choke, and Soon falls as well. An additional stagger. Italy, they could maybe turn this into a first hold. 2 minutes off the clock. France, they need to formulate something soon. There's not much ultimate charge to show for those first few pushes, as it's all about trying to set up the surround. You're not really looking to deal the damage. The only downside of that is that you don't get ultimates until very late in the fight.
Carnifex is going to be backing up a bit. He has been absolutely destroying Soon at every opportunity here so far. For now, looking towards the tanks. Team under pressure. Ben Best already gone. Poco down. No more tanks for France. No more hope for this push.
Absolutely stifled here is Team France. They commit the nano, but really not getting anything out of it. And you can see how hard it is for Team France to get any value out of this push. Nico, only 85% on his first Dragon Blade of the round. We're already 2 minutes in. He needs to get this blade to get something really good, but without the nano boost from Uncle, that could be a really tall order here.
No doubt about it. Soon, though, about to get a pulse bomb, going to be going up this right flank again. In for sight, though, up, and then that immediately makes Soon go, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I feel funny.
Yeah, he needs to play slow here. They want to wait out this Emperor site. But remember, as Italy took this point in overtime, it's not about how many fights you get, it's about the quality of the fight that you do get. Now, Wins speeding in very aggressively. The supercharger comes down. Soon's pulse bomb, not finding anybody. It's Nico with the blade, chopping apart Italy. Gets two, goes for a third, he finds it.
Nico with the dash resets, exactly the burst of life that France needed. They're going to pierce on through, the crowd getting right back into it. And now France, still going to have more time than Italy did when they got point A, going to have a chance at putting this one away. They're only going to need 33% on point B.
France, knowing their win condition here, has a bit of an advantage. They don't need to play for the actual team fight victory here on second point. They have the ability to just sit on point, pressure that first tick, and maybe make Italy move into positions that they don't exactly want to be playing.
Soon, meanwhile, a little bit of flank pressure here, looking for the pickoff on Midna. Midna in trouble, getting low. Soon, look for it. Midna down! It's going to be up to Hearthbeat. The tire needs the save here for Italy, but the barrier comes out. Makes it less of an easy kill. Hearthbeat is down himself. He's not going to be coming out of tire. Punctured through. Nico with the dash. And France gets blown up. Dragon Eddie saving Italy at the last moment.
Carnifex knocks Ben Best out of his bubble with the stun. They can't finish him off. Now, Soon trying to desperately clear Italy off point, but it's not going to work. What a play by Dragon Eddie, set up as well by Carnifex.
You know, Dragon Eddie, definitely a good performance here. Even if Italy hasn't always been winning these series, he has been standout so far.
Absolutely, Dragon Eddie, definitely one of my players to watch so far in this series. It's going to be all him. if Italy wants to close this out. But France makes the switch over to the quad tank. They understand that Italy invested so much into that last push. Italy, though, they're quick to switch onto this double spam setup. So much spam presence coming out from the Junkrat and the Pharah, but they need to find picks.
Italy, though, just needs one tick. They're already halfway there. Italy, I'm not sure they realize the danger here. Nano boost, ready. Uncle can use it to save Ben Best. Moving on forward, charged up. Midna buying time, but it's not going to last for long. Ben Best has picked up 2, and France powers through on Temple of Anubis. They take the series.
Such a great team fight by France. The decisiveness. They switch to that aggressive, heavy tank setup, and they instantly speed boost the point, just racing Italy there. By the time Italy gets out of the Junkrat and Pharah, they're forced to contest with those characters that really do not want to be contesting point. Pharah, Junkrat, in theory they're good against that tanky setup, but if you can't get the picks early, if you don't have those ultimates, it's really not quite so good.
Not in the least, and I gotta say, you gotta love the crowd there, where every time France does well, on their feet. This is support you like to see for the local hometown team.
It's great to be the hometown heroes, and France is certainly producing exactly as the fans want them to. 3-0 in the series. Italy, they just want to score a map point at this point. There's no way to come back, but France, they're certainly not going to let off the gas, or at least I would not expect them to.
So, Jake, I have to ask you, with what we saw there at the very end, the quad tank swap-up, what made that so effective?
Well, one of the best times to bring out those heavy tank setups are when you know that your opponents have a low ultimate bank, that they've just committed a lot to the previous fight. In those fights where neither team has any ultimates, of course, right, when you swap to the triple tank, you give up all of your ultimates as well. But when both compositions have no ultimates, it's really the triple tank that's so strong. They don't rely on their ultimates as much as a lot of other compositions do. With no DPS characters in the comp, you're not looking to charge up as quickly, you just want to fight on point.
Makes all the sense to me. And also, not only that, they only had 33% to go, so that put on more pressure. It's like, how do we get rid of these tanks, and how do we do it that quickly? But now, let's see what the fourth map is going to be. If Italy can at least add a little bit to their map score here, it's going to be Junkertown, and anything goes when you go to Australia in the future. That's been nuked.
This is a real risk, though, for Team Italy. They're going to go up against the Widowmaker of Soon. He's been a devastating force in the Overwatch League, taking on some of the best Widowmakers in the world and making it look easy. So Italy, they need to bring out something absolutely insane here. Carnifex had some highlights on Widow for that point A defense, but now Soon's not on the Tracer anymore. He's on the Widowmaker himself. I would certainly expect to see this duel come out, and it will be so impactful.
And of course, Soon, as you mentioned, no novice to playing the Widowmaker, but I want to give Carnifex a little bit of credit there, where getting those flick shots on Tracer in a high-pressure situation, especially with how France is playing, not the easiest thing in the world. So I am curious to see how this Widow v Widow duel goes. But I gotta say, you see the crowd there in the lower right, any big pickoff Soon gets will absolutely cause them to explode.
And this is the biggest advantage you get from being that hometown team. Every play you make, you hear the crowd roar, you know that they cheer for you, and that's an insane feeling. If you can capture that adrenaline and turn it to your advantage, feel great in that moment, you're gonna play the best Overwatch of your life. There's nothing quite like playing in front of a friendly crowd, and Soon, no stranger to this, of course, playing in Los Angeles all season long.
You know, I will give you the counterfactual there that I've heard from you. There is one thing better, and that's playing in front of an enemy crowd and silencing them.
That is true. Italy, they do have the opportunity to silence these cheers, but France, they want to keep them going. Who will be more powerful here? Soon, with the opening jump shot. This is such a sneaky angle. No one would expect this.
Soon just waiting, going for the quick flick. Was going for the reset, got a body shot, but he really won the head.
Yeah, definitely wants to dink there. Not going to find the kill, but just starting to charge with that ultimate. Soon understands how these little marginal plays can make a big difference in Overwatch.
Carnifex getting a good bit, and oh, Midna gets caught. Soon, that time was going to hit the body shot. Finishes him off. And once you lose the Orisa, Jake, it seems like you get a big loss of momentum.
It's really rough. Without shields, you really can't afford to challenge this enemy Widowmaker. I love the positioning from Soon, though. He understands that winning one team fight, getting one pick, that's not enough. He needs to stay alive for 4 minutes and get the full hold. Italy makes the switch over to a heavier tank setup, but they're leaving Carnifex in the Widow. They know that they can't deal with Soon otherwise. Carnifex, he needs to win this duel to open things up. France is going to have a big advantage in the spam trade. Of course, that Orisa, so good in this situation.
France having to back up in a hurry. Poco super low. Italy trying to seize the opportunity, but they go too deep. Nico was laying the arrows in there to Hearthbeat. With man advantage, here comes Nico off the hop, gets the dragon. Great combination between Orisa and Hanzo.
And the dragon cuts off lines, point of retreat. He's hooked back in and chased down. France going straight to the spawn here, holding so strong on Junkertown. So far, Italy has no answer.
Look at how aggressive Nico is being. Can this pay off?
well, you can always hit a headshot, and, you know, there's not much to do to punish him. Look, he's already jumping out. Oh, potentially getting punished here, actually. Carnifex fearlessly aggressing. No fear at all there. Now he takes the deal with the other sniper, but gets poked down and takes the Venom Mine.
Hookshare coming in from Midna, Italy, feeling the fast break, moving on forward, but soon he's able to get Hearthbeat. The problem is, the rest of his team simply falling. Italy seizing the advantage, getting France off the payload, and they're going to get some serious progress here.
Well, I thought Nico could get out of that peak unscathed, but it's not the case here. Soon, respects the Infrasight from Carnifex, is going to take the long walk off of the short cliff here on Junkertown.
That is the most apt way I've ever heard that described, but for now, he's going to stay on the Widow.
Soon, yeah, he does want to stay on the Widow. He just knows that he can't really escape that situation with that Infrasight coming up. Soon, he's going to be coming back soon. France wants to recontest. They're on a tank setup as well.
Italy, though, a lot of good positioning here. They got to deal with the self-destruct. Unco already down, and ooh, Poco with the fireworks finds Bims, but Dragon Eddy finding a bit more. Ben Best slept, and here comes a bomb from Dragon Eddy over the top. Doesn't get anything, and France actually starting to delay. Soon, get a bit of momentum here in the Widow, but gets taken down by Carnifex. It is so back and forth between these two teams.
It's so huge by Poco to kill Dragon Eddy just as he commits the self-destruct, taking down that Pilot Diva. Now it's all Carnifex trying to clutch it up, but Unco's back on the high ground, drops down the point. Nico's back to bubble them. Nico, high energy on card. The Zaryas are dueling.
And that was a nice bubble coming in from Nico, but you take a look, France is outnumbered and outgunned right now. Nico falls, Unco out of it. Soon back on in, but this would be a tough job even for a great Widow. Just not enough opportunities. Italy gonna get point A.
Italy now reaping the rewards of that earlier swap to this tank setup. They have a big advantage in the Graviton Surge department. Could be huge here coming up into this next team fight.
France thrown a bit back here, but Italy, they are charged up going to this next fight.
Absolutely, and they're already attacking the chokes. I like this setup. They want to control this crucial high ground, deny that position from Team France. No, they actually don't want to do it. They want to back the cart and just fight there. Interesting, I would have expected them to take the fight, but this makes sense. France wrapping around them. Hearthbeat's got to find a way to get the grab past the Matrix of Poco.
Hearth waiting for the grab. Italy would love to continue the momentum here. France just engaging. Hearth deep on in, holding the grab. Midna is already invested in Shatter. Here comes a grab from Hearth. Picks up enough, and it's a big fight for Italy. They're going to cleanly take down French.
It's a bloodbath on the card here, and now Italy keeping it rolling. They have total control. Wins. Nice staggered delay there. Actually gets a few seconds off the clock with a sneaky payload stall. Now, France is turning to be the aggressors. Nico, 90% of this grab. Going to have it very, very soon. But Poco really needs to get that last 20%, so he's ready for the combo.
France coming back on up, and you're absolutely right for Poco. I don't know if they're going to wait for it, though, here. I think France is just going to go straight on in. They're going to hope that Ben Best thread the needle here. Self-destruct moving in. It's real tough here for France. Midna healed up after the Earth Shatter. Italy's still in there, but there's a grab coming in from France, trying to get over. They take down Midna. Transcends it from Unco. Bang! Making a bit more room. And you see France taking advantage. Ult economy working in their favor.
What an insanely high impact Transcendence from Unco there, healing up about 4 critically lit targets. Nisa falls late in the fight. He did get a Bionade there, but it was just too little too late. Unco's Trans finds so much value.
Only a minute 45 left here for Italy. What do they need to do?
Well, it's time to go back to those classic combos. They need to stun and set up for Midna, but here, France sitting on the high ground. They're gonna have such an edge when this fight does break down.
Best moving on forward, Earth Shatter ready, but Midna, the Earth Shatter comes in, gets everything he wants and more. All of France hitting the ground, and Italy piles right on. That's gonna be point B, directly to the Italians.
France didn't want to initiate from the high ground, and they get so punished for it. Slightly out of position is Ben Best, and the Shatter lays down the other 5 members of Team France.
Bastion, not a joke, not a drill. Nico's coming out on it.
Nico bringing out the Bastion.
No,
has a change of heart here. Doesn't want to commit to it. This makes a lot of sense. Bastion, very difficult to execute. Of course, Ryan can always swing in and pin you down. It's very difficult to do.
Nico, you could have had the world.
ZP just wants to see some Bastion played.
Yes, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. But France, they feel they're not wrong either. They're moving back in. Diva supporting Ben Best, and then Earth Shatter comes in from Ben Best. They're trying to get Dragon Eddy. They're looking for the DMAC. They're gonna get it, but soon falls in the process. Ben Best under fire. Italy fighting right back. Way healthier here in this point, but it is a brawl back and forth. Hearth, Graviton built up mid-fight. Looking for it, trying to find an opportunity. Nico DMAC, this would be a great time, but he might not even need it as Hearthbeat continues to lay in the damage.
Nice discretion from Heartbeat. Knows he doesn't need to commit the grab to win the fight. And now armor stacks on almost every player for Team Italy. This is a major point for them to start snowballing into this last. They have the grab. Dragon Eddie going to be ready to combo with his self-destruct. France, not much in the bank. They only have 2 support ults. They need to use these to sustain and build up the rest of their ultimate bank. Poco, 75 on the grab. He absolutely needs that this fight.
They're going to be looking for that sweet. Oh, Eden! Heartbeat, stop feeding Diva! She's had too much today already! Dragon Eddie, he was waiting for the self-destruct. Now he's going to have to go his own way, maybe set up by Minda. But you see the retreat from Italy. They were going in, expecting a grab setup. They don't get it in the end. And France, highly aggressive. Off a Graviton of their own. Poco says, here's how it's done. They get one off of it. And France taking control, but Heartbeat starting to bring it back the other way.
The beat perfectly responded to by Vince's grab. Now it's Nisa with the Transcendence. Has to give it early to stay alive through the self-destruct, but it takes down the other 3. Trans keeps Zenyatta and Zarya alive, but that's not enough. It's a 2v6 on card. France cleaning up here. 53 seconds on the clock. France moving up into the chokes. Now it's looking really difficult for Italy to make it back into this series.
Final minute here for Italy, but Jake, they're gonna have some tools.
Yes, they will have another grab. Heartbeat did a great job building that up after his last one into Nico's Matrix. He needs a better grab this time. Dragon Eddie held onto the self-destruct. Shatterfront's 2 in the back. That's both supports. They're not able to put any healing on Benfest. Pinned back by Midna.
It was from the top rope, but Heartbeat is down. He's grabbed. If not gonna get anything, Dragon Eddie with the self-destruct takes down Poco. Italy still moving back the other way, coming on over, pressuring France. Midna swinging the hammer once more, and Italy not done yet. He's getting soon. He does! The sweet little catch at the end.
There's no escape for Soon, and we're into overtime here on Junkertown. Italy, they want to finish this map, and they want it so bad. France, not much to work with. They've got Uncle's Transcendence that could allow them to stabilize just a little bit here on the cart.
And about to get another Earth Shatter. It's been big here so far. Can he get another? France moving on forward. They have to be aware of it. Benfest pressuring. Doing a lot of swinging here. Not a lot of blocking. Midna under fire. Gonna fall. Can't swing the hammer. France. 2 pickoffs. Last moment here for Italy. They invest in Transcendence. Unco does the same. France feeling healthier. Poco drops a grab. Everyone back in. They punish through on the grab. And France holds them off right before last.
France finally stabilizing there with that 3-3 composition on last point. Italy, though, making it look really close. Italy, that's a ton of progress. This is certainly more than winnable for them.
Italy can still feel good about this, and Junkertown is so variable that we've seen holds on first, we've seen holds on second. It's a very momentum-based map, and Italy very well could damage France a little bit here. They can't bring the series back, but even a map win could very much negatively affect France later on.
And in this World Cup, of course, you never stop trying. You're playing for your national honor here. Even if you can't win the series, even if you can't go to BlizzCon, every map win counts, every big play counts. You're playing for your friends, for your countrymen here. So Italy, they're not out of this yet. They're gonna keep fighting, and I expect a vociferous defense.
Yeah, I mean, you're also, don't forget, you mentioned all the noble things. You're also playing for those OWL scouts that are watching, going, by the way, watch my plays, sign me to a team. There's 8 new ones. Get me in there.
You're absolutely not wrong, ZP. These are crucial up-and-coming players. If you're an Overwatch League scout, this is the kind of field that you're scouting for. You want to find these players who are ready to compete in these clutch situations. You want to find the players for the Overwatch League who aren't going to give up when they're down 3-0, who are going to keep battling for those last map points, because that matters in the highest level of competition.
Also battle-tested here on stage. This is an online play. This is in front of a hostile crowd for the Italian players here, so anything good they do here definitely gets the highest marks.
Absolutely. Still playing for a lot here. The stakes remain high. France, they want to roll out on a potentially tankier setup, maybe starting on that 3-3 setup. We thought the Orisa would be so dominant here on Junkertown. We thought the Widow would be so dominant, but it turns that 3-3 is just running the show.
France, we'll see if Soon decides to stay in the Hanzo. Could just be a little bit early scouting before swapping off, as it often is, but I'd love to see a little bit of Hanzo coming in here from Soon. We'll see if he stays on it. We'll know in just a moment. Carnifex gonna be back down. Nope, Soon's going Widow.
I like this Widowmaker play with the tank setup, but it's a full swap out from Team France. They're running the Orisa with a double sniper setup and the single healer Mercy. This is going to give them a major damage advantage. Nisa on the Zenyatta. If he can't find Discords, there's no way he'll be able to keep up in the damage output of a Roadhog.
You see the pressure of the shield battle here. France able to win it. Look at how much space Italy has to give because of that early shield break.
And at the same time, France has that halt hook combo to work with. Italy, they don't have the same. This is going to mean Heartbeat, though, gets a pick on Nico. That's a major equalizer. Now it's time to get aggressive. Wins, reses Nico. Can they find more? The huge hook, no, it breaks the blocks.
The hook breaking right there. They're not able to finish it through. France, though, still moving the payload. Not afraid at all. Winning the shield bound. Minna just barely trying to get away. Gets the shield up in the nick of time, but he's low. Dragon Eddie, a little bit lower. Soon finds Carnifex 6 on 5.
Soon sniping in this long angle. Carnifex falling in an unresable position. There's no way the Mercy will be able to get here. Heartbeat trying to flank and take him down, but this is a rough challenge for any Junkrat.
Yeah, that was a little bit tough. I admired the courage, but Soon did not. Just put a bullet right into him, and France easily getting point A.
I love the crowd when Soon starts to pop off. Soon. It absolutely shakes the stadium, and I'm sure Soon knows what they're saying.
Let me clarify this here for Twitch chat. Those aren't boos. It's Soon. Like that.
That's exactly what I want to see from this hometown French crowd. Nico has the Dragon Strike. Now it's enabled by the Infrasight. He might like to use this to cut off some of this entering movement from Team Italy. Soon on the flank, he knows where everyone on Team Italy is. This is a no-risk situation.
That's so deep,
and the Dragon comes in.
Set up by the halt. Nico threads it in. The Infrasight gave all the intel. Soon continues to pop off. Looking for Carnifex. That'd be oh so sweet if he got it. Not going to get it here, but doesn't really matter. France is easily speeding through.
France delivering Italy a free or not so free lesson on high-level Overwatch. Do not try to fight into Widow Infrasight. Giving the enemy perfect vision of your position makes the team fight so easy for them. Nico's Dragon ends that before it even begins, and now France is pushing into the last point with 5 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock.
This is a pure speed run if I ever saw one. Heartbeat looking to slow it down, you know, at least make him go for the reset, not add it to the high score. Tire taken down, and Jake, what score is that?
Just way too early. That's a 1. I mean, Heartbeat, you can't be popping the tire that early. You need France to be more committed, closer to the origin of the tire, or else it's just an easy dodge for them. Midna caught out by the Dragon. He can't get back to his team. Now France wants to punish, but Midna, just barely slips back in.
Trent 10's coming up from Italy. They want to reverse momentum. Coming right back the other way. Heartbeat, though, down soon. Fell in the back. Dragon Eddie hunting him down. Midna, nowhere close to an Earth Shatter. Nowhere to go. Taken down. Nico, time to rain some arrows. Looking back the other way. Dragon Eddie barely able to get away, but it's France with momentum. And France, it's one team fight away.
It can normally be so hard to grind through these heavy tank setups, but a supercharger and a whole hog can take out absolutely anything in the game of Overwatch.
France looking so strong right now. Unco freelancing in the back. They deal with Dragon Eddie, and this is looking real grim right now for Italy.
France, such a dominant position here. Italy in this last-second compositional swap, they've lost all their ultimates. They have nothing to work with. Nico drops the Dragon Strike. Oh, and the Hall forces them all back into it. That's so much damage into Team Italy. They're completely discombobulated.
They got to get back to the point.
No defense on the point. Now Benbest blocks the charge with the Fortify. So much damage pouring in from all sides.
This is so good. Soon with the SMG on top. So many members of Italy down. France blocking the self-destruct. Poco in prime for France. Moving forward. It's clean up across the board. 5 meters away. Midna, a last bit of delay, but it's not gonna matter. Raise your baguettes because France is moving right back on in. It's a little bit of last bit delay here from Heartbeat, diving on in. Italy looking for the miracle. EMP comes out from Soon. No miracles perhaps happening here today, Jake.
And 4 minutes left on the clock. France has so much time to spare. They just don't need it. So much control on card. Unco almost has the whole hog, ready to put a period on things. Dragon Eddie runs in the card. It's a last-ditch attempt, but that's Team France. 4-0 victory here on Johnson.
Listen to the crowd. They love what they see. They love seeing domination. It doesn't get quite better than that. 4-0 for the Frenchman here in Paris. Gotta love to see that.
Soon, here's his name. France loses not in my Overwatch. Love to see that. The hometown crowd coming here with so much faith, and they are rewarded. Their faith not misplaced. Such dominance here, showing why these players are considered some of the best in the Overwatch league.
Now, obviously, it was 2 different teams, but what changed for France if you compare the first series of the day to here?
Well, it has to be most of all just their team play. I mean, their execution was so much more aggressive. I feel like they were taking the fight to Italy so much more quickly. They weren't allowing Italy to get the steps they wanted, especially on that final offense. Nico with the Dragon Strike, Soon with the Infrasight, enabling these aggressive initiations. It's not like Italy didn't even touch the card for the first 2 points.
overall, it was really good mechanical play as well, where it almost felt like France might have been in a bit of a haze earlier today, where, you know, just wasn't the swiftest start, but man, you give them a little bit of time, a little bit of catering into them, and then they come out here later in the day, and it's a different story.
Yeah, anything but sleeping here. That's a brutal 4-0 over Team Italy. It's hard to get more dominant than that. Italy, though, they did show some signs of life. It wasn't a complete stop. A few of those maps were quite close.
And I mean, again, Italy, they did look good certainly yesterday as well, but it's so tough here. All the players are very good, and you can't go into a match expecting it to go your way. It's always a fight to the very end.
I mean, this is why we would consider France one of the most dominant teams here at the group stage. Not only are they the most experienced team overall, with the most depth of roster, and of course, having been playing together on previous teams before, but also they play in front of the home crowd. They've got everybody's support here live in Paris, and that's an intense feeling to have. You can see them playing with such adrenaline and fervor. I love to see it.
Well, guys, the crowd was chanting it. Down on the floor, we got Malik with Soon. Take it away, Malik.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, I have Soon with me. Go ahead, guys. Do it again. Do it again. I love it. And Ludi's here also to help me translate. Soon, I got to ask you, man, you guys were pretty dominant throughout the entire match, but it looked like you had a little bit of a shaky point there when you guys were trying to attack on Temple of Anubis. Was Team Italy a little bit tougher than you guys expected them to be?
Alors la question est très simple, tu vas pouvoir répondre en français, Soon. Et finalement, vous avez gagné 4-0 certes, mais ils ont quand même pas été mauvais. Ils ont quand même pas été mauvais, notamment sur Temple d'Anubis. Est-ce que tu as trouvé les Italiens au-dessus de ce que vous attendiez?
Oui, les Italiens ont plutôt bien joué, notamment Anubis. Le premier point d'Anubis est généralement dur à avoir. Si personne ne meurt et que tu arrives à faire un premier fight, normalement c'est bon. Mais comme je me suis fait pick, là c'est beaucoup plus dur et il faut build les ultimates. C'est comme ça qu'on a réussi avec Nico.
Yeah, so he just said like the Anubis first point is really hard. If you're getting picked, you can just get wrecked and then never go to the first point. It was really hard, and that was first fight or last fight, and that was actually last fight on this one. And Italy, yeah, they play well, especially on Anubis.
All right, all right. Well, even though you guys got the victory. So this match, you guys won 4-0. Earlier today, though, the match was a little tougher. It went to 5 maps. What adjustments did you guys make from that first map going into this game?
Alors là, vous avez gagné 4-0, tout à l'heure 3-2. Est-ce que vous avez fait des ajustements? Est-ce que vous avez parlé? Et quelles sont les choses que vous avez changées avant de rentrer dans ce nouveau match?
Quand on a commencé à se faire remonter, c'était avec Nico. On n'a pas eu beaucoup de playtime avec lui. Et le fait qu'on a joué, on n'a pas été habitué par rapport à KM. Et du coup, on a rajusté ça, on a fait une VOD review juste avant. On a regardé nos erreurs et on a fixé nos problèmes qui étaient surtout l'agressivité.
So the most problem on the first match on Germany soon was the fact we didn't play a lot with Nico and we switched it at the halftime. So we have to fix some stuff with Nico with the GOAT. So we just try out and we watch some VOD for fixing the stuff with Nico and without AKM. We try out, we fix it, and that's why we get better versus Italy.
Right, he looked a lot more solid in that second match for sure. All right, I got one more question I want to throw in here for you, man. You guys got 2 more matches coming up tomorrow. Are you confident that you guys can pull off the perfect group stage and go 5-0?
Tout simplement, est-ce que vous êtes capable d'aller chercher 5-0? Je pense que le public le croit. Ouais. Est-ce que vous êtes capable d'aller chercher le 5-0 dans ce groupe?
On ne sous-estime jamais nos adversaires. La Pologne est très forte, surtout ils ont des très bons DPS. Et les deux équipes, on ne les sous-estime pas. On va jouer très sérieusement, on va travailler pour.
We didn't underestimate the 2 last team we have to face. The Poland have really good DPS, and we're gonna try out and never underestimate any team in this group because you have to go 5-0. You have to respect every teams.
All right, I love it, man. That's a good energy, man. All right, give it up for Soon one more time, guys. Give it up for him. And you know what, man? We're gonna break down the entire match and what Soon just said with the captures. Go ahead, take it away, guys.
Soon has been a paragon of Overwatch play for so long right now. Great to see him in front of a hometown crowd. Again, the respect he deserves.
And he absolutely does deserve that respect. What an impressive performance for him, playing so many different characters at such a high level. But for me, what was most impressive was that Brigitte play. Such dominant performance, staying alive so long. The shield bashes, constantly keeping his heals procced. That's textbook Brigitte play.
Yeah, his Brigitte play was super solid all day long. And, you know, it's not something that's easy to really adapt to. Soon is on the hit scan, but this was good.
A lot of people think Brigitte is one of the more simple, easy to master characters in Overwatch, but it's really anything but in this 3-3 composition. If you're not on point with that shield bash, you're not going to be setting up the combos that your team needs. And in this series, Soon was certainly getting that done. The combos with Shatter, with the self-destruct, all on point and staying alive for so long. You can see 60 to 10 here. That is a stat line right there.
Yeah, it was a very, very good game for Soon, and really, all you could say there is that it was dominant. But guys, you know what else is dominant? T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. And we got the Fan Pulse presented by them here. Here are your thoughts.
Tara says, gotta be honest, EU crowd is best crowd. I'm jealous. Well, I don't know about that. We've got some great supporters over in North America, but this crowd is certainly making a case for it.
The crowd has been electric, and people have noticed. That much is for sure, Jake.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what else we've got in the Fan Pulse.
Love the crowd going Soon. It's great.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. People thought it was boos. It's like, no, man, they're just cheering for Soon. And I love that sensation. It's such a roaring cheer. It's so natural. I mean, there's no other way to work except for a player like Soon. I mean, he earns that. He absolutely does deserve that kind of support.
No doubt about it. Well, of course, if you guys want to make your voices heard, you can tweet out OWWC 2018 and you'll be on the broadcast if you're lucky. But we still got some highlights here from this last match. Let's go through a few of them and take a look at what we just saw.
Poco, this is a big grab here, pilling everyone onto the pillar. They're easy pickings. We can see Italy has a few ults there, but they can't use them. This big pickoff by Wins takes down Carnifex, and he gets so aggressive here, sliding right up to Midna. What a precise boot, just barely sending him over the rock.
Gotta love it. Reinhardt probably didn't like it too much. You'd think you could use the rocket hammer to fly, but it's not a thing.
I loved this play from Team France. We can see the self-destruct does come in, the grab combo does come in, but because France is so aggressive in that choke, it just gets no value. Here, Unko's Trance keeping everybody alive. Oh, but that perfect pin by Midna opened things up, but Nico constantly saving his team with a self-destruct answer to the enemy combo.
You know, this entire meta has been a little bit tank heavy, but man, if there aren't some cool explosions, if you want to get a Michael Bay Overwatch movie, I think this might be the meta to do it.
Absolutely. Heartbeat maybe knows that he can't really escape here. Here we see Heartbeat finally lighting it up. This was the only reason Italy was able to cap first point at all. You can see he almost dropped to the Mercy, but just barely gets the kill.
Unco, gotta love the sleep. Midna's like, time to go in, time to nap.
What a nasty headshot there from Carnifex. Absolutely cleans up this team fight. Starts with a pick on the Tracer, knows that he's no longer under threat, but it was Nico's blade. Oh, just barely catching the Mercy. What a nice hit by Nico.
Nico, just nice dash resets. Vintage Nico at play. Definitely helped France there to take the point.
Here we see Carnifex. Oh, he snuck up on Soon. That's nice movement around the map from Carnifex. Secures in this first point. It did look like France was almost about to retake. Oh, and what a major shatter here. Midna slipping around the corner, getting all 5 besides the Rhine. That is a complete game-ender shatter.
Everyone hit the ground. Midna is here. France, though, of course, absolutely furious here throughout, and Nico struck right back.
I love this Dragon Strike enabled by the Infrasight. Dragon Eddie just a second too late on the Matrix. You could see it come up, but just not quite in time. Getting 2 picks there. There's just no chance to win a recontest in that scenario.
And also just a absolute testament to how using the ults together correctly can be so good for a team. But guys, we still got one more match here today. It's gonna be the Netherlands taking on the Mad Lads of the United Kingdom, and it'll be on right after this.
The Overwatch World Cup is brought to you by Omen by HP, the official PC of the Overwatch World Cup, and by T-Mobile,